Hi everyone! Welcome to Monica's Singapore Kitchen. Today I'll be cooking a traditional Nyonya salad called Kangkong Sambal Belacan. The kangkung will be blanched with hot water and wrapped up into small bundles. We then dip and swipe these bundles into a spicy umami flavored Sambal Belacan. This perfect harmony of fresh crunchy kangkung and spicy savory sambal is incredibly addictive. Come along with me to see how this Sambal Belacan kangkung is prepared. Start with looking at our dried shrimp. I have washed it twice and drained. We need to soak it in hot water for 30 minutes. This is to hydrate and soften the shrimp, making it much easier to cut into smaller pieces afterwards. So after soaking for 10 minutes, you can see that our dried shrimp is a little bit plumper. So all we have to do is to pour this mixture, or rather the dried prawns, to drain it. Yeah, so we need to drain our dried prawns. Okay, then once the dried prawns have nicely been drained, we are going to pour it on a chopping board. I'm using knife to cut it into smaller pieces. You can use a mortar or a pestle, so you can see some of the pieces are bigger, some are smaller. Here I will fry the shrimp without oil over medium heat. Some people omit this pan frying step. However, personally, I feel that pan frying dried prawns will result in a richer, more developed flavor, making it slightly crispier in texture compared to non-pan fried prawns. So it's highly recommended that you pan fry it. So we pan fry it until you hear popping sound and see the prawns pieces jumping from the pan. At this point, you can also detect a toasted aroma as the heat activates some compounds, creating a more developed and savory smell. So again, highly recommended not to skip this step. To reach this point where you can hear the popping sound. Okay, so it is ready. So let's just pour it into a bowl and cool it. Here I have 500 grams of kangkung. Though it looks a lot, it cooks down to a quarter of this amount. I have washed it thoroughly, discarded the roots and the more fibrous part of the stalks, leaving only the more tender part of the stems and the leaves. So let's cook it. So bring 3 liters of water to a rolling boil, add in 1 teaspoon of oil. Then give the stalk a head start. So dip the stalk in first as it is more fibrous compared to the leafy sections. Okay, then we are going to boil the stalk for 15 seconds. Yep, just roll it about and spread it out. Then 15 seconds later, we will slowly swirl in the leaves. We want all the leaves to be totally submerged in the boiling water. So then we will continue to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes until it is soft but not mushy. If you are using less kangkung, you can just cook it for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, looks like when the water comes to a boil, our kangkung should be cooked by then. So pick it up, drain, and spread it out on a large platter. So it's important to cool it to preserve the vibrant green color. When cooled, take 2 stalks. Bend the stems from the base and fold twice about 5 cm long. Then wind the remaining stems and leaves around the bent section and tuck in the loose end to form a neat bundle, something like this. Yep, okay, so continue to do for the rest. Now let's prepare the dipping sauce. The most important ingredient for the dipping sauce is the Sambal Belacan. Please find my Sambal Belacan video in the description box below. You can also use a store-bought Sambal Belacan. However, if you do so, remember to add a teaspoon at a time. Taste after each addition, as the level of saltiness differs from brand to brand. If you are using my Sambal Belacan recipe, you would need 3 tablespoons of it. The other ingredients are the toasted fried shrimp, the dried shrimp, toasted dried shrimp. We also need 2 teaspoons of sugar, and I have my limau kasturi or local lime. Just squeeze it over the tines of the fork to catch the seeds. Okay. Give it a good stir. Mix all the ingredients thoroughly. So if you find that your dipping sauce is a little bit dry, so what you can do is to add in a couple of tablespoons of cool boiled water. Here I'm adding 2 tablespoons to get it to be a little bit more loose. You can add more if you want your dipping sauce to be a little bit easier to dip. Yeah, something like this will do. Okay, so here we are, our traditional Nyonya kangkung salad. It is simple to prepare, healthy and appetizing. The sambal kangkung is a vegetable dish that even vegetable haters love. So let's take a bundle and we will try to taste it. So dip, swipe and pick up a little bit of the sambal. Hear it? The fresh and crunchy kangkung pairs perfectly with my delicious umami-flavored Sambal Belacan. This is incredibly delicious. You can also take one bundle, scoop a teaspoon of the Sambal Belacan and enjoy it. Do give this incredibly easy recipe a try someday. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, happy cooking!